Hi guys, it's Lynn here. Hope everyone is keeping really safe and well. Now today I'm going to be repotting my two large Lophophora williamsii Cactus plants, and these plants I've had for a very long time in my collection. And when I first got them, they were actually probably about the size of that little pup bursting through the skin there. I've made a video on how to care for Lophophora williamsii, and I explain all about the care in that video. So if you want to know a bit more about these plants and you think, oh, they're a little bit unusual and you want to know how to care for them, please do check a video I've made on how to care for and grow Lophophora williamsii, the Peyote cactus. Links up above. And before I go any further, I want to give a very special thank you to my wonderful fiancé Hans, who is behind the camera filming me today, so I've got my hands free. And if you're not familiar with Hans' amazing channel, Family of Cactus and Other Beauties, please do go over and subscribe to him. Links will also be up above. And don't forget to subscribe to me too. So as I say, I don't need to talk to you about the care for the Lophophora williamsii in this video, because I've already made a care video, as I say, so do check that out. I've also made a video on the whole of our collection. We have a few different types of Lophophoras in our collection, some from seedlings, some we've had for a long time, some we've got over the past few years. So do check that video out as well on the whole of our collection. Links also up above. So let's get going. So in this video I'm just going to be repotting. Now, these plants don't particularly need to go into bigger pots. I just want to change the soil. The soil I potted them in probably a year or two ago was a very well draining soil mix, as you use for cacti, especially for Lophophora because they have a big tuberous taproot. And I use a mixture of loam, sand, perlite, grit, and very well draining. But we've been using a new cactus mix that we have been advised from our wonderful friend Daz from Cacti Mania, and we absolutely love this new soil mix, guys. It is amazing, and it's a mixture of loam, and 4 equal parts of loam, grit, pumice and lava rock, and our cacti are really happy in it. So we want to change the soil, and if you want to know Dazzy's amazing recipe and how to make this cactus mix, links also to Dazzy's channel and the video up above, so do check it out, guys. So this is the mix we've used. As I say, it's very gritty, very well draining, which is especially important for these type of cacti, these Mexican cacti that really need a very well draining soil. I mentioned all that in my care video. So first of all, I'm going to pot this one up first, and I've got another pot around the same size for this. As I say, it is going in more or less the same size pot. This pot is broken, which is why I'm not putting it back into this one. Not very attractive. This is a nice pot. So I'm going to very gently squeeze it out there. There we go. As you can see, that's going to be perfect for it. And taking all that. Now, when I repot cacti, I always like to very carefully loosen the roots, loosen the soil, the old soil away from the roots. As you can see there, as I say, Lophophoras have very large taproots. This is the big taproot there, and the roots are usually not huge as such because they store a lot of their water in the taproot. And this is pretty good well draining soil that I used before, so I don't need to take much off, but I just like to gently loosen up the soil it was in before so it acclimatises a bit better to the new soil. And always a good way when you're repotting all types of plants, not just cacti, to check that there's no signs of any hidden pests or mealybugs and things like that, vine weevils that are very common in soils. As I say, this is looking pretty good, and this is just perlite there, the white bit, so I don't need to really take that off. That will go well with the new mix. This is a sort of similar mix as in the drainage. I just really like the new mix better. So that's all I'm going to do with that. Just gently take it away. I'm not going to touch the roots as little as possible. And once I've repotted these cacti, I'm going to leave them dry then for about 10 days before I start to water again, just to allow any little roots to acclimatise the new soil and any chance of damaged roots to heal themselves. And as I mentioned many times in my repotting videos, always best to repot a cactus in the spring and summer, ideally the spring, so it's in its active growing period there. And lovely to see a lovely little seed pod coming up on this Lophophora. Wonderful to see. It was flowering last year, and the seed pods often pop up in the early spring. So here we go. I'm going to put that in there. As I say, I've only put a little bit of soil at the bottom there, about an inch. And the reason why I'm not going up into a much bigger pot is, as you can see, they don't have huge roots. They're more wider growing, and they store a lot of the water in these large tap roots. Don't need to worry about wearing protection to repot these, because they have, instead of having spines, they have these little woolly things coming out of the areoles instead of spines, and they use the alkaloids under their skin that's called the mescaline as a form of protection against predators, because they will then, if they take a bite out of these type of cacti, it will make them go to cuckoo land, as they say, and they won't go near it again. And this is quite an amazing cactus in itself. I absolutely love this plant because they're just lovely. As I say, sadly it's illegal to grow these in parts of the US, because, as I say, Native Americans, the shamans and that, take this the right way, but sadly it has been abused in the past by people who don't who don't look after the plant. They will just take it apart and not leave any of the taproot behind where it can carry on growing. Not that me and Hans have ever took any of these as drugs. We're very anti-drugs. Nothing against people who want to take it for shamanic reasons, obviously, nothing against that, but we've never done that ourselves. Our plants are our babies. So this is just a wonderful cactus mix, I have to say. Just lovely the way it goes in. It's so well draining. So that's all along there. Tap it in. Just lovely the way it just falls all around. And this one here, gently press. You don't want to go so you crush the roots. Just gently push down there very lightly, so the soil goes all around, all underneath right to the bottom of the pot. And as I say, it's just more of a case of changing the pot and changing the soil on this rather than repotting it as such into a bigger pot. So that's great. We've been sort of going through a lot of our cacti and changing them to this mix. Really happy with it. And it's also a great mix as well if you're the type of person that is especially new to cacti and you're a bit heavy with the watering at first. It's so well draining that it dries out really quick, so it's great. And me and Hans are also very careful with our watering our cacti. And as I say, we've got many years experience of it, so we know just the right amount to give them. And there we go. That's the first one done. And then this one here may also be able to go back into its same pot as well. Yeah. So say similar mix as well. Same thing again. Gently take some of the older soil away. Nothing really wrong with this soil as such. I just like the other one better. Very sandy soil with the perlite, so loads of drainage. So look at the lovely big taproot on that, guys. And what's amazing about this particular cactus, it does multi-pup over the years. It's a gorgeous plant to grow. There we go. That's what I'm going to do for that. And then this can probably go back into the same pot again. Again, just a couple of inches of soil there. Gently place it in. Absolutely gorgeous. I love repotting, guys. What do you reckon? Do you the same? It's so therapeutic, and we've had lovely weather here in Ireland the past few weeks. It's been absolutely gorgeous. Again, gently press it down, so you want to make sure that soil goes right underneath. And if I was using a very different soil, which I wouldn't be doing because I always use well draining soil, then you probably remove more of the soil, but as in this case don't really need to. So, and these Lophophora cacti flower absolutely amazing every year without fail for us. They're absolutely so reliable, they really are. Good to give it a little bit of a shake so it goes all underneath. And you want to make sure when you repot also that the taproot is covered, because you see a lot of Lophophoras where the taproot's exposed. And in their natural habitats in Mexico, in the dry arid regions, they're even more shriveled than this. You just see the tops of them because they're completely, almost go flat to the ground, like little buttons, and they're disguised by all the rocks in the natural habitats. There we go. And so do check out the care video I've made on these amazing cacti. They're very unique. That's it. Happy days. That's all I need to do. Hans did a great job of filming there. There we go. That's them two done. Repotted into the fresh soil. And I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. And if you want to know a little bit more on how to grow cacti succulents, including Lophophora, please do check out my website, desertplantsofavalon.com. And I want to send you loads of love, heaps of happiness, and tons of cactus power from across the Emerald Isle. And until my next video, bye. Bye. Bye.